we've had.
Well, they're going to get better and better.
They are, because we're going to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Okay, where's the picture? Okay, it says being live stream. Okay. All right.
Hello, hello.
We are here. I'm so excited. We are live. All right. What we going to talk about tonight?
Oh, today has just been one of those days. And so I think I would love to take this in the direction of what it really is like when you are healed, the things that you see.
Yes.
I have some situations. Hold on, are we live? Because it's not showing on your page.
Yeah, it is. I just saw it. I just sent it over to the group. Yeah, we are live. But it's dark.
Each time
there it is.
Clicking on it. Hold on.
Yeah, when you click on it, the picture will come up.
No, when I click on it, it's going away. It's not staying on your page.
It's a Facebook thing. Shit. Because I'm looking right at it on our page.
Oh, Jesus, what is it doing? Hold on. Maybe let me try it on my phone.
Okay, this is what I did. I just sent it to your messenger. Okay, I'll send it twice.
Guys, we're gonna figure this all out. Don't worry. Just be patient with us.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I watched the live earlier today, and the girls they were funny just like us. And I was like, damn, that's what we look like.
Yeah. Lovely.
It was so cool.
Shit, even on my phone, it's not doing. Did you tag me in it on your live?
No, I sent it to you in Messenger.
Well, only let me go to do it and to put it on a group. It won't let me.
I sent it to the group already.
No, but it won't let me put it on my page.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, wait, let's see.
Hold on, I think I got it.
Try to send it to you on your page. Okay. All right. I just sent it to your page. Let's see if it'll do it. I don't even understand this crap. Yes, we are live.
I think I got it. So let me shut down.
I don't know what is the problem because even when I look at it like this, it does like that. It's not showing our faces. But when I click on it, it does. Yeah. All right.
I think it's there. So I'm shutting down my Facebook so we don't get that echo. All right. But yeah, no, it's been kind of just an eye-opening couple days of just really when you really heal of just the drama and just the dysfunction that is just so normal.
Yes.
Everyone's life. And
especially now.
Yes. And, and the fact of anyone who follows us, Tammy and I are very big into human design because of the fact that we are both part of the low rare. I'm a projector and she is a reflector.
But you got so many cool people that's projectors. That's what I was listening, because I was listening to that book and it went through a whole thing on the projector and it went through the reflector. But you're right, it is heavy on the manifesting generators and the manifestors and all that stuff. But it did actually at least go over some of the characteristics of the projector and I haven't finished with the reflector yet because it's the last chapter.
Of course.
And so, but the reflector was the one before, and that's how I found out that Barack Obama and fucking the Dalai Lama, I think, is a projector, and Queen Elizabeth II, and who else did we say?
Princess Diana.
Princess Diana, who I loved. Yes. Oh, that I was so sad when I was so sad.
Yeah,
I thought she was so pretty.
She was, but we don't.
But she wasn't seen. That's what they talked about in the book.
Yeah, no, she wasn't.
Even though she was, she was iconic. I think that's what I would. I honestly think I think about her like I think about DMX. Like she was definitely a prophetess
Yeah.
of our time. She was
Yes.
amazing. And
Happened
her
to her.
heart was so,
Pure.
yes, like beautiful. And and it was like, wow, and I think about that because when I look at her, and I'm not, definitely not comparing myself to her, but I'm saying I see aspects of myself in her, and that was, I think, what made me just love her so much, even though I never fucking met her, but she just had her spirit, just grabbed you.
Classy all around, just
Yeah.
beautiful.
She was too pretty for that Charles. Because he is a fucking butt ugly man.
I don't think a lot is focused on us because of the fact that there's few of us. It's always the majority rule. So, people, focus on.
Look at the big people that are projectors.
Yeah.
And even Michael Jackson and Sandra Bullock and Rob Lowe is a reflector.
But they say like the projectors aren't going to take the lead until I think the theory is like.
Well, they're going to wait for the invitation, right?
Gotta wait for the invitation. And oh my God, that has been so like hard for me. Like it's beautiful learning.
So what I think about that is I think that it can be in different ways. I think because the way we were thinking about it was like somebody have to come and tap you over the shoulder and like, come on, something like that, right?
See, but everything
I think it could be a different kind of invitation.
It's supposed to be like, no, everything I read on it, like it is supposed to be like a clear invitation. Like you are supposed to like, someone is supposed to give you an invitation and then you are supposed to clarify, like you are inviting me into it. Like you have
like
to
a vampire.
Yes. And it sucks because especially, for me of the 1858 channel, it's the only channel I have, which is the perfectionism. It's the game player. It's the game changer.
Yeah, I can see that.
I see everything. And to know now of, like why, like some people used to always like, think I'm a know-it-all and stuff. And now, yes, I am, a know-it-all in many ways because I don't sit around and I don't watch.
Well, now you can own it.
I own it. But see, I've always owned it because of the fact that I've always been that person. Like someone says something like off the wall, I go research it. I go look it. I go look it up. I like knowledge. I like, I know a lot about a little this, a lot of this and stuff. If something sparks my interest, I go look it up, onto it. But that bitterness, because that is a key thing with, that's the thing with
that's the not self theme, right?
Not self theme. And we can become very bitter because people don't see us as being helpful.
Right. And truly that's your mission.
It's 100% our mission because we see things differently. We see things like I've had that like eye-opening this week of, just being around and I can't change I can change the environment, at the moment, and I'm working on changing that environment. But I know
I was looking at work from home jobs, girl. I was like, something got to give. Because this is not gonna work.
And it's like people not wanting to be part of solutions, but they don't even understand that they're part of the drama. Like they don't even recognize or see. And like I was having a conversation with one person about it, and they were like, well, maybe if you said like this or that, and I was like, there's no point. And they're like, well, yeah, no. And I'm like, no, because if you actually listen and you actually pay attention to them. And that's one thing we don't do. We don't listen to people. We don't. We're, we live in a society of quick gratification, and we live in a society of that, we're ready to speak. As soon as someone says something that does that little trigger in your mind, it's, instead of actually like stop and listen to what they're saying, really, really stop. And, I was
and the thing is, that's a gift and people don't realize and they don't take advantage of it. Listening is a gift.
That post
a good listener
the other day about learning, it's a superpower, learning who deserves your words and who deserves your silence, because it really is. Because when, like situation I'm in kind of right now, it was like, there is no point in me trying to educate them or trying to expand their mind, because if you listen to them, the way they are conducting themselves right now, if you listen to all their stories that they tell and their own personal life, this is their common occurrence. Their whole life is dysfunctional. And it's like, God, I just want to shake them and be like, oh my God, like, I know you're so much better than this.
You just want to go.
yes, like wake up, bitch, but I can't. I gotta wait for that stupid invitation, you know.
See, but the thing is, like I said, I still truly believe that the invitation can be in different ways, that it doesn't have to be. I don't feel like it has to be where somebody's tapping you on the damn shoulder. I think they could just give you an opening.
I've learned it. No,
No?
since learning that, I can look back into situations in my life where, like someone asked me for advice, and that's the invitation. I gave them the advice, and then I became the bad guy onto it. So it wasn't really,
that's
but it
people
wasn't
peopling though.
really, it is, but it's not, because like I can sit back and I kind of look at some of the situations and where it was like we were having a conversation where maybe they felt kind of obligated to be like, hey, what's your opinion kind of on this? And then I gave it. Well, that's not really an invitation. That's why it's kind of like, no, you have to have that clear invitation of yes.
What the fuck kind of invitation you want? Come
But-
on. Hey, Megan, come here. Give me advice. Talk to me.
Yep.
I think if you did it like that, then projectors wouldn't have businesses. And what the hell would Sarah do?
Huh?
Sarah's a
Well,
projector,
she is a projector.
and she's running six-figure businesses apparently.
Yeah. But I
So I'm sure she don't wait.
have to wait for that in some ways on it.
I don't think so, because you know why I say that? Because she just reached out to people in the DMs, like she did me and you.
Yeah.
I didn't call her.
Well, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? So maybe the invitation was
But-
that I commented on the post or I put a heart.
Yeah. Well, that could be because then that sparks that interest onto
That's
it.
what I'm saying. That is an
It's
invitation.
so closed off that they can't even see like they need an invitation. Like they need my services onto it. And it's so disheartening. And it's so at the same time, it's just like, wow, I used to be that way. That's also like
You recognize. It's like the more you grow, the more you recognize, the more you see. And then I truly believe that the more that we get in tune with our inner creator,
Yep.
we get in tune with I call it the Holy Spirit, but we get in tune with God, the Holy Spirit. The more we get in tune with our teachers, our spiritual guides, our ancestors, and all those people, I think the more we get in tune with that, the better we'll fucking blossom anyway.
clarity.
Because we'll really be able to truly trust, our higher self, the God that's within us,
Well, it's
God in us as us.
it's confidence. It's, like I told you, like my fortune cookie from tonight. If I bring forth what is inside me, what I bring forth will save me. It is me. I will save me onto it. But so many people they just don't. And it's so, I don't know. I've been disheartened the last couple of days of just, recognizing, but laughing at the same time, because it's like, God, like I so see like my past. I so see it. It's like I'm sitting there just observing of like all the different behaviors, all the different things. And then it's kind of funny because of the fact that, like I'm sweet Megan. I'm very nice and I'm very positive. But what those people forget is that at one time I was not nice and sweet little Megan. I had, my greatest weapon has always been my tongue. I can cut you so quickly that you wish you would have been stabbed with a knife.
That's what my ex-husband said about me. He said, you cut people with your tongue. He said, they don't even know they was cut until they walk away because they find themselves bleeding.
Yes.
That's what he used to say about me.
And I have that capability, but that's not a side that's not me aligned. That is not me, because the fact of the matter is that yes, I can cut you. I can cut you deep onto it, but I'm going away injured just as much as you are, because I feel bad that I did that. I feel bad that I had an emotional reaction. I had, I let you get to me, so there's that guilt, there's that shame that I gave you that reaction and you provoked me. But, some people just like to, some people just like to poke that bear. Some people just like to continue until, sometimes you got to lash out at a person and you got to put them in their place. But
well, what happens is a lot of times people think that because you are quiet or because you haven't said anything or anything spiritual, they're like, oh, she's not gonna, but they just don't fucking know.
No,
They don't know. They are being spared.
that is the beauty of, like, we talk about this all the time. Is that people who are on our journeys and on
Yeah.
our paths, we all had a wake up. We all had an awakening. We had
a
we got bitch slapped, throw, it happened to us where we had to, and these people, and I do say they're not fortunate enough that they've had that moment, because of the fact that they would see. But and that's what it takes. It takes something happening. Like, for me, I mean, really my wake up of, just everything just falling down, but really aware, like I realized how traumatized I was, because I never really realized I was traumatized. Like I knew I had all this stuff that happened, but I thought I was handling it pretty well until I had an amazing opportunity come to me and I fucked it up. I did it. Now I'm not sad that the opportunity passed, because, we do whatever is meant for you won't pass you by. It was a lesson for me. It was a wake up call, but it sucked, but that was my moment. That was mine of like, holy crap. Are you there? Oh, it is just now me. We just got disconnected, but how's that on? Because of the fact that we're on her Zoom onto it. I guess she'll reconnect into it. But that's the thing, guys, that you guys have to realize is that, the spiritual path, there are so many lessons. There are so many obstacles that you are going to go through. And you really, truly have to look at what is aligned with you. How do things, like when someone makes you upset and then you go back afterwards and, and I hope that, when you have an emotional reaction, you do sit down with yourself and you have that reflection time. You have to think of, you can't blame the other person because you chose to have a reaction. You have to think, why and how did I allow myself? What did that person say that I allowed it onto it? Because it ultimately does come down to you. It comes down to who you are and how you react. And you have to recognize those triggers within yourself. It's no one else's job to recognize whether or not you have a trigger or not. There's no one, as to, poking the bear incident of, well, oh, she's about to blow, you need to learn how to control yourself. You need to take that moment. You need to have the discipline to say, you know what, this conversation's over. I'm going to back up, because you don't want to do that, because you know how you're going to feel afterwards. You know how you're going to be. You're going to feel horrible. You're going to feel sad about yourself onto that. And why do we want to walk around with those feelings? Hold on, guys. We might disconnect because I'm wondering where Miss Tammy is. But it all comes down to you, and you have to recognize where and how you are in life. And it takes a lot of work, just like if you're in a relationship and, you aren't keeping a relationship, if you aren't happy in a relationship, the common denominator is you. The common denominator in all your relationships of, all your exes. Well, have you sat down? Have you worked with your traumas? Have you worked with, why that relationship didn't work out? What the problems were? Did you do any of that inner work? Or did you just say, well, that person, blah, 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 and then go bounce to the next relationship? Well, you wonder why that next relationship is turning out just like the last one, because you haven't done any of the work. You haven't fixed anything. You've ignored and distracted everything as to what is your lesson onto it. Well, you can't grow. You can't be a better person unless you sit down and take the time to do that. And it's hard. We don't want to do it. Hold on, guys. Trying to get Tammy back in here. Hold on. All right, guys. We are going to try this another way since Tammy's computer is acting up.